All right, this one here is long overdue. Okay, not because the facts are new, but because people have just stopped talking about them. And that's exactly how major political stories disappear in America. They don't get resolved, they get buried under news cycles, legal delays, or political fatigue until the public forgets how serious they actually were. Okay? At the center of this is a federal investigation led by special counsel Jack Smith into Donald Trump's actions surrounding the 2020 election. This is 6 fucking years ago. And before anything else needs to be clear, okay, this is not the New York case. This is not state level charges or unrelated civil proceedings. This is a federal case brought by the United States Department of Justice, aligning conduct that struck at a core of American election. Okay? In this federal case, Trump was charged with 4 felony counts related to efforts to overturn the 2020 election and obstruct the certificate of the results. 4 federal felonies. And Jack Smith is not just some political commander or random figure in the background. He is a career federal prosecutor who has led major international and domestic cases for the DOJ. He was appointed as special counsel specifically because of the seriousness and sensitivity of the investigation. Okay? So this is not casual. This is not symbolic. This is the highest level of criminal investigation the federal government can bring. Plain and simple. Now, Smith's position throughout the case was that the evidence was sufficient to proceed with the prosecution and present to a jury. That the threshold that matters in the justice system, that's the whole threshold, okay? Not social media arguments, not political spin, but whether the evidence is strong enough to go to trial. And yet the American people never got that trial. No jury verdict, no final determination of guilt or innocence, no full public courtroom process where the evidence could be tested in the open. Instead, the case was delayed through years of legal battles, constitutional challenges, and procedural fights that stretched the timeline until the outcome never arrived in front of a jury. I mean, that's it. And that matters because in America, justice is supposed to be decided in a courtroom, not in political commentary or endless legal limbo. Okay? There's no agree to disagree on that. That is how law works. If the evidence was weak, the trial would have shown it. If the evidence is strong, which it fucking was, the trial would have confirmed it. But the country never got either answer. Instead, it got exhaustion, delay, ultimately dismissed without a verdict. And while all of this unfolds, the story slowly faded from the public attention, but not from me. Not for me. The way so many politically sensitive investigations do when they become inconvenient for the national conversation. Like, that's what happens here. All right. But inconvenience is not the same thing as resolution. And the gap between charges being filed and a jury never delivering a final verdict is exactly where public trust breaks down. Because Americans were told this case mattered. They were told it was serious. They were told it involves the rule of law at the highest level. And then they were never given the final answer that justice is supposed to deliver. That is not closure. That is not accountability. That is not something the country should simply forget. And I'm going to just leave you with that. Okay? Check it out. Happy Monday. But don't forget what Jack Smith said.